I am going to be spindle spinning for the first time in a long while. The condensation, clear, clear. Oh no. The rundown of Tour de Fleece. Today is a very exciting day, and that is because I am going to be visiting my friend again for a couple of days, and it's going to be really great and fun. But you might be asking, but Pia, how are you going to achieve your goals of spinning every day during your Tour de Fleece? And you still have a week of Tour de Fleece to go. But to that I say, worry not, dear friend, because I am going to be spindle spinning for the first time in a long while, and I will be teaching my friend as well, if she's up for it. Okay, we have decided that we're going to ply these two into a chaos friendship yarn because why not? And there is a difference in both the thickness and the amount of twist, which is why it is going to be a chaos yarn. So I'm going to make a plying ball out of these two and see what we get once we ply them. Linda is making me another, that's also her name, Linda. Linda is making me another spindle. How does it feel? Well,
Se ei ole niin tihkeä kaikus, että se...
yeah.
Aga kun mä teeksin niin kuin nyt sillä...
Yeah. My homie, Christ, what the fuck?
Excuse you.
My homie, what's the doctor? I mean, we shall see. It's going to be...
Maybe it's a disaster.
It's going to be my spindle for extra fine yarn. Se onkin se, että eri paksuusega...
Raskusega?
Ja eri paksuusega... Good morning. I made it back from Linda's already on Friday, but I didn't film anything during the weekend. I was just lazily spinning a little bit. I didn't finish any, I didn't finish plying any new yarn, but I did finish an entire bobbin of single ply of the sweater yarn. So I'm going to add that into my calculations that I have spun like one extra bobbin of single ply that is roughly 310 meters, just from experience. But I wanted to give you the rundown of Tour de Fleece. Because I spent the majority of Tour de Fleece spinning the extremely fine 3-ply sock yarn, and I managed to actually spin 5 skeins of that, 5 really thick skeins. Then I ended up spinning started Tour de Fleece by spinning one regular batch of my regular thick-ish sweater yarn that is just a nice thickness for a sweater and just nothing special, just like a really lovely spin. And this is 2-ply, and I spun 315 meters of this 2-ply total. So this is like this only took me like, what was it, 3 or 4 days, because it's just such a thick yarn, and I spun it with not really long draw, but just like supported long draw-ish. Spinning like that is just a very fast way of spinning. So this took me next to no time. But the big part of Tour de Fleece for me, the chungus of Tour de Fleece, was spinning the extremely fine 3-ply sock yarn for my mother to make socks with. And ooh, that was a project. That took me exactly 2 weeks to spin all of the 3 plies of singles that were so fine, and I also spun those in the method, and that is also a more lengthy way of creating yarn. And I ended up spinning 5 quite big skeins of this really fine finger, like I think it's like thicker fingering weight yarn, and as it ended up. And I spun 5 skeins of these, and it totals 1023 meters of really thin sock yarn that is just, it is perfect. It is perfection. So I also spun during the trip to my friend's place, Linda's place. I spun a little bit of just 2-ply yarn with what was it called, the drop spindle, and that totaled as 5 meters. But since we plied the singles of the 2 of us, so that Linda made one of the singles and I made the other single, and we plied those, only half of those singles count towards my eventual count of single meterage. So after I got back, I spun over the weekend, just this weekend, more of my regular sweater yarn. However, I did not finish any actual skeins because I only managed to spin a little bit over a bobbin. So I'm just going to be adding that from experience. A single bobbin usually creates about 310 meters of yarn. So I'm just going to add that as a single into my count of singles that I spun. So the total count of single plies that I spun is 4,019 meters just of single plies that I spun over these 3 weeks of Tour de Fleece. I mean, 3 weeks and 1 weekend. But still, even though I did not spin an entire fleece, I am quite impressed with those numbers. And if I take into account the plying as well as sort of the meterage of wool that has completely spun through my fingers, I have spun a total of 5,362 meters. And that is a lot. That is like quite a lot. Yeah. The Tour de Fleece has been very productive, mostly in the sock yarn, but I have more projects lined up. For now I'm just going to be spinning a little bit of my sweater yarn and just hang out with that. However, one of my upcoming spinning projects in a couple of weeks is going to be spinning more sock yarn, but it's going to be made from not just sheep's wool, but also from the dog hairs that Linda's grandmother gave me. But first I'm quarantining those dog hairs in the freezer for 2 weeks before I can even start carding those together with my sheep's wool. But that's going to be very interesting. It should end up being like super warm sock yarn. However, it's going to be spun from, it's going to have to be carded so that I can mix up the sheep hair and the dog's hair. And so it's going to be different in texture than the sock yarn that I made from combed wool. That is like super smooth. So stay tuned for that in, I don't know, a month's time or whenever I actually get to spinning that, but I'm very looking forward to it. So yes, the total tally of single plies that I have spun during Tour de Fleece is 4,019 meters, which is a lot. And if you take into account the plying as well, that as the yarn that goes through my fingers, then as a total of what the yardage that has gone through my fingers is 5,362 meters, which is incredible. I have done well for my first Tour de Fleece. Even though I have been spinning longer than a year, this was my first Tour de Fleece that I was aware that Tour de Fleece was actually happening, and it was fun. It was very fun. I hope you enjoyed seeing me spin through this time, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!